A smaller collection for sure, but is there fun to be had? Let's find out. What's going on, everyone? It's Rich Haywood here from Bacon Ice Cream Productions and Team RTFC welcoming you to yet another episode of Good Chimes with Retro Rich and Fun for Five. We have made it successfully to Evercade Friday, and where we did some rule breaking for both renovation and bitmap. We're back to normal. We got the Gremlin Collection one in our hands. Today, we're going to take a look at it and do our normal richest picks selections. And then, I'm going to show you, which ones are going to be my picks, which ones aren't going to be my picks. Maybe some surprises here. So I hope you guys enjoy. And we'll do it in the newer style. Maybe not as much as gameplay. Maybe we'll jump into one or two of them. Just to have some fun. But for the most part, we're just going to be going through the menu and doing the picks and that kind of thing. So I hope you guys are ready to jump right in, because I sure am. So without any further ado, let's just do that and jump right into those picks. Gremlin Collection, let's go. All right, so there it is. It's the Gremlin Collection 1. There's only 6 games on this collection: Actual Soccer, Brainbender, Hardcore 4x4, Premier Manager 97, Utopia, The Creation of a Nation, and Zool. So, as we start, as we always do, starting with the alphabetical order, Actual Soccer, as many have said, Actual Soccer is actually good. I agree with that sentiment. Where it might not be as fun as some of the other soccer games that I have played on the Evercade, it is a good soccer game to have. So this one, for picks, it might be solid enough to secure its place as a full pick. It is actually a good soccer game. So there aren't any other soccer games on this collection to compare that to. So in that sense, yeah, okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and give it a pick. It is a 32-bit game, so where the graphics might not be all that amazing, you figure that action is going to be the real hindrance here. It's going to be slow because there's all this processing. It was an early PS1 title, 1995. So you figure that's not going to be optimized. Everyone's going to move like a little quirky and clunky. There is some of that, but I will say this: it's a lot faster than I thought it was. That was going to be. I thought it was going to be really kind of jerky and slow. This is really nice. It's really, really nice. There's some voiceover. There's some commentary. So as we read in here. The beautiful game is back with one of its best incarnations from the 32-bit era, featuring 3D motion capture from top international footballers and commentary from the legendary Barry Davis, and TV-style presentation. We are reliably informed, nothing virtual about Actua. And it's, like I said, it's cool. Things that are a little bit less cool in this particular game, as you look at the controls, there's a lot to handle. There's your switch player, there's your speed burst, there's your shoot, there's your defense. Okay, that's fine. You got your select camera, which can be jerky sometimes. You got your rotate player buttons, which is also kind of cool. You got your move player. There's aftertouch, which allows you to kind of like mess around with the ball a little. During specific moments. That's a lot to remember in a sports game. And I know like most modern players will look at that and go, well, it's just like on Xbox or just like on XYZ. Yeah, I get it. But when we're talking about these older retro games, that's a lot to throw at a player. So it does take a little bit getting used to, but like I said, it's fast, it plays well, and deserves a pick. So there you go. There's pick 1. We go on to Brainbender, a 1991 puzzle game that I believe is in the vein. This looks not like from the box art, but this looks like it's a Game Boy title. So I'm imagining it is. But it's 120 levels of basically it's kind of like Pipe Dream, where you have to place all of these different mirrors, right, or different things that will allow a laser beam to pass through, and you have to get to the end of the level under the time in order to do that. This one, you know what? Let me pop in, because this one, it's probably best if I just play a little to explain to this one. And it's a puzzle game, so I'm imagining you guys might know where we're going with this. So yeah, we're just going to hit start here. And there we go. So you're this little box. And then what you got to do is you got to rotate your little pieces so that the beam will go in the direction you want it to go. So what you want to do is you want to set them all up first, right? And I might be doing it wrong, might be doing it right, who knows. All right, so there we go. Then we go with this one up here. All right, so this is the beam, right? Down here, this little guy is the laser, and it's going to shoot up this way. And then you go like this, and then boom. Look at that. Oh, I'm a little off. So there's your timer right there on the right as it's counting down. Don't want to waste too much time. Oh, got that angle right. Might be off a little on this one, which I am. The other way. There we go. Boom. All right, a little too much there. I can adjust it. Boom. There it is. And there you go. And you get your level, and then you get time bonus and level bonus and all that kind of stuff. I was a little slower than I was the other day playing this, but that's okay. And then some of the levels are just like this simple, right? Where you're just like, oh, okay. You have to pop that, boom, go straight, and it's like, you don't have to go through all these different little things. So it's pretty cool. You get a little bonus there too. So anyway, it is a cool little quirky puzzle game. Brainbender gets a full pick from me because it's a puzzle game and I love them. So I'd recommend it if you're a puzzle fan. It's just like something to sit there. All right. Now we're getting to TNT Motor Sports Hardcore 4x4. Now, I'm going to give this one a full pick. But we're jumping in on this one. And I know, again, 1996, still early PlayStation life cycles, before Final Fantasy VII and all those other great games. This one is, it's something, but it's fun. It's super fun. I'm just trying to load in here to show you what I mean. All right, I'm going through the loads. Now, remember, this is a PlayStation game, so there are loading screens. It does take a little bit to get into the action. You have to wait a little bit, and that kind of thing. All right, so we're going to hit start. Yes, start race. Go in. Presentation is pretty cool. I like it. You got that, that futuristic CG kind of look. This almost is, it looks like those early days where, you had the rendered image, but then obviously the game's graphics don't look exactly like that. It's a lot more boxy, right? But this almost looks better than that rendered image. But you get a little voice guy telling you what's going on. But I think you can see it already. So, running into stuff. So, I mean, it's a nice racing game. It's got the right feel, but it's not mud that you're going through. This is supposed to be just regular terrain and grass and gravel and all that kind of stuff. And you are in a monster truck. So Douglas is going to be thrilled. He actually hasn't seen this one yet. I'm not getting this cartridge back if he the second he sees this game. But as you can see, as we're getting pounded around on this this turf here, the tires have a little bit of trouble remaining on the platform. So it's like it's a little strange, But as far as the racing goes, it's fine. You can jump, you can ride through things. You've got all sorts of there's different environments you can go to. There's like the lava level and the ice level and the dirt with grass levels, and a couple of repeats there and there. It's like 5 or 6 tracks in this game. So there's some variety, especially again for the early PlayStation game. You figure that there wouldn't be that much room on those early discs, so they didn't get to optimizing. But clearly, as far as optimization goes, this is the thing that I'm trying to say. Like, come on, your tires are like inside of the dirt. Like, it's kind of weird. It's definitely a weird thing, but it's fun to play. And even me just sitting here, just casually playing, I made a lot of mistakes and I ran into a whole bunch of things. But you're not getting smoked by the AI either, right? It's not like, oh, you didn't make this turn, like the absolute right way. Well, then you're smoked and you'll never get your placement back. You can come back. There is a little bit of rubber banding in here, so it is possible to win, and then it is possible to kind of hold off your opponents and keep your lead, which is kind of cool. So again, it's like some of those other earlier racing games. Sometimes the AI was so aggressive, it just wasn't fun. It just wasn't fun to play because you're never gonna win a race. So as you're learning, it's just a deterrent. So you don't, I don't like games like that. Like have it get harder maybe, but be a little fair. And you got final lap here, so I'm not going to go through the full thing, but there is hardcore 4x4, and I'm going to give it a full pick because why not, right? It's still fun. All right, we get to Premier Manager 97. Now, I'm not going to show a lot of this because, to be honest, there isn't a ton to show. This is one of those kind of like database heavy simulation titles where it's all about the behind the scenes stuff. You are the manager of a Premier League team, and your destiny is to try to take them to the promised land of winning glory. So you get the real players' names from that era. You get the opportunity to do swap outs and trades and training and all that kind of cool stuff. A lot like some of the manager levels in like a Madden, or I think there's other titles that have that. I think maybe an NBA game or two had that kind of thing. But this is like, that's just this component. There is no soccer to be played. There is soccer to be managed and pushed around and controlled, as if you were the line judge, right? You're the line manager, and team manager, I should say. It's cool. It is effective. However, it's not up my alley. Like, I like the sim stuff, and there is a kind of cool moment, like anytime the team, you get the little like things where it shows the team running back and forth by little squares, and then when they get to get to shoot on goal, there's a little bit of like a kind of an FMV or whatever that plays on a little screen. It's kind of neat, but I mean, it's just not necessarily for me. So I'm not going to give it a no pick because I don't know, people might throw things at me, but I mean, it's a real it's giving it the half pick is kind of like, here's my generous half pick, because I know people really like it, and but I just don't know if it's going to be something that I would play personally. But anyway, that's Premier Manager 97. Check it out if you're into like the stats stuff, and if you're into soccer and you're into like, you want to know all the things about stats and you want to be the manager. I'm sure the experience is going to be good. So anyway, you got Utopia, Creation of a Nation, which is a strategy game. This one is actually easy to play. However, does require this box in here. It does require the manual. So make sure you get the manual out so you can reference all of the things to do, because there's tons and tons and tons of things to do. There's a super deep strategy game that can be played for many, many hours, which is really cool. I don't really have a lot of time to play these kind of games. So this game is going to get a half pick just on the sense that it's not something that I will play a ton of. I will not play a ton of this game, but it was pretty cool while I was playing it. It's really easy to use. The menu is pretty intuitive. It's not like really hard to then select, I want to build this building. You go in, you get your menu, you select whatever you're going to build, and then you have like it's like a farm truck or something like that, or a dump truck, or you go over and you just hit the button and it starts doing it, which is cool. It is a little slow, at least maybe in the very beginning. It is slow to kind of get going. So that's a little bit of a miss. In some of the strategy games, I like the fact that, like time seems to perpetually go forward at a faster rate. And it's less about the amount of years or months or whatever you're playing, but you feel a sense of accomplishment, because, something that's supposed to take like, I don't know, a week to build, right? It'll get done in the end of a real-time minute, right? That doesn't really happen here. So there's a lot of waiting things to kick off. And maybe that makes a difference when there's battles and like that kind of stuff going on. But it seemed a little slow to me. So it definitely kept that from a full pick for sure. But half pick for Utopia. And then we end with Zuul. Zuul. Now, Zuul was a game that I played on the IBM PC a long time ago. I used to actually have like a demo or something like that of this game. And it's pretty cool. It's a, mascot platformer. Think what you would get if you mixed, oddly enough, like Sonic the Hedgehog with Mega Man, and you're kind of there. But if you took Sonic and Mega Man and you mashed it into a platformer that had jumps that were just a little off, just a little, it's fun. It's fun to do, and you have your jumping mechanic where you can actually jump on enemies and defeat them that way, and you have like the little shooter thing, which makes it feel again a lot like Mega Man, and that's really neat. Some of the things that are kind of off about it are there's some enemies that are off screen that shoot like this weird like candy looking stuff at you, but they'll shoot from off screen, like way off screen, and then all of a sudden you just get hit by stuff. Like I hate when that happens. It's like, it's one of those things. It's like, it really takes you out of the experience, because it's almost unfair, right? If you had more screen real estate, you could see it coming and then you'd be able to dodge. But if they're shooting while you're off screen, all of a sudden there's just stuff that starts falling from the sky. If you're in the middle of a jump or moving, you're getting punished because you don't even know that they're actually in the range to fire. That's a little weird. But other than that, it's pretty cool. It's really fast. It's like bright. It's got good graphics. And from the time I played with this game, I did actually have some fun with it. Is it fun enough for a full pick, though? I don't know. I think it misses it just enough to get the half pick, which is kind of interesting, because you've got actual brain bender 4x4. It's like going to town, like good. And then it's like, maybe not. Utopia is maybe a little long. And then Zool, the one that I thought was going to be the highlight of the cart for me, wound up getting beat out by these 3 random games. And like I said, if I asked Douglas, I mean, it's hardcore 4x4 all day long. You don't think you play anything else. I will actually give him over the weekend this cart on his Evercade and see what he thinks about that. If he wants to play that, or if he's going to ask me to play Super Skid Marks again. But anyway, so there we go. So 3 full picks, 3 half picks. I would say that's that's enough to give it a thumbs in case you guys are looking for just another card to put in the collection. It's another one for you. But if you're not interested in sports or racing at all, or you don't like puzzlers, then maybe this is a miss. But let's go to the wrap up and see what's going on. All right, guys. So that was Gremlin Collection 1 in the books. What do we got next? We got Morph Cat Collection 1 because the Morph Cat is here. It's another short one. It's like 3 games, 2 extended demos kind of thing. They count them as games. Super Bat Puncher demo, new Micro Mages level, Micro Mages Bobble 1.2 and Seagulls, or Space Goals, I should say. So that'll be next week, because we can just go ahead and do that, and then we're going to run right into Television 1 and 2. But when we get there, I might actually pause and go to the arcades, because there's a lot of arcade stuff that we can take a look at, and then Fun for 5 all the arcade games, and then come back for Television 1 and 2, because I kind of just I'm Fun for 5ing every single game of the collection on INTB Tuesday. So if you can kind of see where I'm going with that, when I do the one for the whole collection, I kind of want to do something cool. But it's going to take a lot of time, and I might not have enough time to do it right now. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Anyway, so what do you guys think about Gremlin? Let me know down below. Is it a miss for you? Total collection positive for you? I mean, who knows? Everyone's got different opinions and tastes. By the time the gang over at the Evercast gets a hold of this one for our thing, we're in the middle of the renovation collection right now. So for your Evercast preview, we're going to still be doing some renovation on the 30th of July, which is tomorrow. And we're going to be getting the Gremlin soon. So could be a wild one. Could be a wild one. So anyway, again, let me know down below. Thanks so much for watching. And until next time, we will catch you next time for some good times. I'm Rich, and we'll see you later. All right, take it easy, guys.
RTFC.baconicecream.com